Step right up to North of Normal, the podcast where the land of 10,000 lakes meets the edge of sanity. No two shows are the same because these clowns can't agree on anything. Same crew, never the same circus. Why North of Normal? These guys are so north, they're basically in Santa's outhouse. And so crazy, they make a moose in flops look sane. Say hello to the Chaos Crew. Mike Reeves, the guy who owns more shoes than Minnesota has state parks. A true romantic who can't decide between pizza or pizza for dinner. Matt Benz, the self-proclaimed Yoda of the group, with no social life because let's face it, bread never sleeps and neither does he. Last, there's Greg Green Bay Bauman, the grizzled elder of the group, who majored in history, so no fact checks needed. Just ask the cholesterol bomb himself. Strap in, folks. This is North of Normal.
Guess who's back?
2026, stand up.
Back again.
Oh, that's right, 2026.
Yeah,
It's a good year.
it's just getting started.
Well-
We'll see. Yeah.
Winter Olympics just started.
Yep.
That's
Yep. Supporting the men's hockey, women's hockey. This is USA Hockey. Love that.
the time of the year or the time of every other year, every 2 years,
Yep.
when I always feel like, just, man, did I miss the boat? I mean, we have topics for the show and stuff, but I cannot get over the fact that Lindsey Vonn is 41 years old,
Sure.
racing down a hill on skis over 100 miles an hour, just tore her ACL.
Yep.
And goes into an interview and says, I don't think this should affect me.
Yeah, I don't get that. That's one thing that I've heard about when you tear an ACL. It's all about like side to side movements,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, what is skiing?
Well, there was a hockey guy who played half a year with a torn.
Hockey's different breed.
Wha-
They play
yeah.
Well,
no job.
they compared it on the radio. Skiing and hockey are very similar with how they're moving.
Sure.
So I don't know. Either way, I met her.
Yeah, you did.
That was-
Burnsville native, right? Or is she? Where's
She skied at Buck Hill
Yeah. I knew
growing
that.
up. I don't think she's a Burnsville native.
Okay.
So
Okay.
yeah, I pulled up the picture to show Shan earlier in the week, and she goes, "Well, you should have done her." I said, "She only likes the BBC. She doesn't like the."
Well, yeah. I mean, she got the tiger. She got the tiger.
She got
King.
the
She got
PK.
The Tiger King. PK Sub.
Yeah.
Big boy. Rough boy. Yeah, Olympics started, Greggy. I know curling's on right now. Hockey starts Wednesday with the preliminaries.
They were practicing up in Blaine
Oh,
before the Olympics started. That was-
scuffing. Were
Yeah,
they
they-
scuffing?
Yeah.
Is it just me, or every time I watch curling, I put GBG's head on the guy? I can't watch curling without thinking of you or
Yeah.
visualizing that that's you.
I would like to see Greggy today get that low.
I would love to do it.
I still could. It's because it's not.
You might have to stretch.
It's not what you think. It's not.
No, I
it's
get
not
it.
so much flexibility. It's being able to maintain balance.
Sure.
Because the whole idea is when you jump out of the chute or push yourself out of the hack,
Out the shoot.
it's called a hack, but shoot, you guys will be familiar with that.
Okay.
It's a hack joke.
The whole idea is if you can hold on to that rock up until you get to the line, the hog line, until you get to that,
Yeah.
you can control it better.
Yeah.
So really it's not so much the flexibility is the balance.
Sure.
And I can do that all day long.
I want to be your teammate, and I want to tell you when to sweep.
Oh no.
No,
my
what
guy.
I- what
Oh, you tell me when to
I'm the
sweep.
skip.
I'm out there
the guy-
just.
So I'm the guy in the back who's the skip, the captain.
Yeah.
And I'm telling people when where to throw the rock, when
Okay.
to sweep, when to go
Yeah,
off.
yeah.
And it's all yelling. It's sweep off. And that's all you're yelling.
Yeah.
But yet I was always the type of person, and this drove people nuts. And I still to this day don't know why I did it. I would always like do something like this. Like I'd be on my knee staring at it, and I'd be going like this. Like they're watching me.
Yeah.
They're staring at the rock.
Yeah.
They don't hit it.
Yeah.
But I'd always go like this first, and then I'd be like, "Oh, I stop." It's just
That's probably better for me then, because I get the TV time.
You know why?
You'd be all over the
Yeah, yeah.
you know
yeah.
why I
Okay,
would never
that
be good at
works.
curling, and I'll tell you this right now, because I could never let go of the rock.
Oh, yeah.
Like that one?
That's-
No big deal. Here we are. We're back. We're here. Super Bowl right around the corner. The big game.
Yep. Episode 105, Super Bowl Saturday.
I asked Matt this last week.
Yep.
So Mike, I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
This is quite possibly the coolest trivia question I ever heard. In 1979, two future NFL Hall of Famers were drafted by the same team in the same draft.
Oh, you ain't gonna get it.
who was the team and who were the players?
So 1979 they were drafted.
They were drafted in 1979, two NFL Hall of Famers, drafted in the same draft by the same team.
Steve Young and Joe Montana.
Wrong.
Okay.
The correct answer is Dan Marino and John Elway, by the Kansas City Royals.
Oh, see, curveball. Greggy's got the good one.
That is good.
That is the coolest trivia question I've ever heard.
That's a deep.
Because it totally leads you to
Who was drafted first? Elway?
I don't know. I mean, I know that like Elway's been drafted by like 6.
A lot of them have.
They
Yeah.
have unlimited draft rights.
Yeah.
Because he was drafted by the Yankees the year that he was also drafted by the Colts.
Sure.
And then that's when he was threatening to not play football.
Speaking of dual sport athletes, if
Yeah.
you're Kyler Murray,
Oh, I'd be playing baseball right now.
wouldn't you just go play ball?
No, his pride's too big.
That's too bad. I mean, I get the seasons are way more. You know, he's not going to be able to game as much, not as much Call of Duty. But now you're in quite the conundrum where you're going to have you got a whole new coach. They're going to want what are they going to do?
Well, he's going to come here.
K1? That'd be interesting.
I mean, the owner basically came out and said, "I'll pay it. Just get rid of him."
Yeah,
Sure.
And that's what teams are realizing because the Broncos were so successful with dumping Russell's contract.
Yeah.
A lot of other teams are doing that now. I mean, you even looked at Atlanta was able. I mean, they just held on to Kirk 1 year longer than the Broncos would have held on to Russell.
Yeah.
But they did the same thing where they're just going to eat a ton of his contract and just let him walk.
Well, the reason they were able to accomplish that is because they hit where the Vikings missed. They got their rookie quarterback that they could eat his salary,
Yeah.
pay Bo Nix next to nothing,
Yeah.
and still have some money. Where most teams, especially the Cardinals this year, they lose K1. There's not a quarterback for them to draft.
Yeah.
They would have to sign,
Beef brisket. Just keep
Well,
beef
they could
brisket.
just
I think he's got one more year on his
That's what
contract.
I'm saying.
they could just
Just
keep
have
him, I
him.
guess, and roll, and hopefully that he might be too good to get them a bad pick in 27.
The only thing that scares me about Kyler is he's what does he do passing wise?
he doesn't elevate
what I
Marvin,
mean?
but you bring him into
I know, but if you're gonna keep Justin Jefferson on this team, you can tell. You've heard his Super Bowl radio row
Oh, yeah.
interviews.
another year
know,
like this year, next
It's
year.
not happening. If you don't get him somebody to pass him the ball so he can continue to claim that he is the number one receiver, which if you watch him, he's up for that debate. But when you have a year like he had, it's just frustrating. And guys aren't going to continue to be here when they know Super Bowl contenders will pay the farm for him.
Right now, the Vikings have like a 3-month free pass because you can still blame everything on Kwesi. But once you get into free agency and you get into the draft, you better have a very specific plan in place.
Yeah.
I mean, you already know that if Kirk Cousins is available, he's going to be available in March. It's not one of those have to wait on it. Aaron Rodgers has already said, I need a month.
Yeah.
Now, so I'm speculating all the names.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think it makes the most sense to get Kirk. I
Yeah.
think it's just the way you'll do it. He'll be the starter this year. It's just the way it is.
Yeah,
Him
or
and
you bring him
JJ.
in to start. I wouldn't say the starter this year. He would start.
Yeah, he's gonna
year.
push. He's gonna push McCarthy to have to level up,
Yeah.
and that's what you need. You can't have this. JJ McCarthy isn't at the point skill wise where he can just step in. It's just
So
not
I
He
would
did win an award at the NFL awards.
Did he?
Yeah. Well,
9?
Christian McCaffrey got comeback player of the year. Matt Stafford got MVP. JJ McCarthy got the you don't have to come back player of the year.
Oh wow. See, I'm not done with it.
no, neither am I.
I trust
I'm
the
close.
process on him,
Close.
but sure, close is.
I
completely
did
fine.
it. I did
Think
invest in a
about-
jersey, so I'm
Yeah.
really hoping that he.
But
But I
pans
mean,
out.
now you're seeing a Super Bowl, right? We're seeing a Super Bowl with Sam Darnold as the better QB.
Yeah, we fucked up, and that's why Kwesi got fired.
Well, not even just. I mean, you
And
have
because
a-
he sucks.
you have a promising Drake May, who I love.
Who
right?
doesn't love Drake
I love
May?
Drake May. But I
Everybody.
would tell you right now, Sam Darnold's a better quarterback.
No,
That's what I would say.
Today.
Today, 100%
Okay.
today.
Yeah, they're probably
Yes.
getting tomorrow,
Oh,
so yeah.
the ceiling for May is so much higher. But I'm just saying, like, JJ McCarthy, Sam Darnold. Look at what the Jets did to Darnold. You know, it wasn't there. It wasn't the right time. And he got to go sit and purposely went to places where he could learn from coaches and learn from staff about how to be successful at this level. Because if you go to the right coaching staff, they're going to teach you because they know you just got to do this, this, and this. And you saw it with Chicago this year with Caleb. Like, he didn't have to do everything to win a game. You have a running game, a passing game, and good defense. And it's all a collab. And that's why a good offense never wins Super Bowls. It has to be a good team.
So I like to think of myself as a scholar of the Vikings
Oh, yeah.
knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay.
What year do they start?
Oh, fucking
Yeah.
A. 70,
1961.
60. I got it on apparel.
Busted. There
Yeah,
go.
you throw me on the
Hey,
spot.
I mean, I don't
Whew,
I
okay.
didn't know.
So anyway, when was the country founded?
1778?
6.
76.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck you.
I was close, man.
All right. So anyway,
Wait a second.
2 years
Close-
off.
Close saying 1963 to 1961 for the Vikings is close.
Yeah.
Not knowing that our country was.
Hey, I knew it. I corrected before you even said it. I corrected before.
whoa.
When
sure
we
you're
are
good.
currently
Oh my God.
That
celebrating.
was you, not me.
We are currently
1776. I
celebrating
knew it,
250 years.
Greggy. It was just a lot of numbers going on.
I knew
up
it, but
here.
I said 78.
It's like
But then I
it's like a bingo machine up here. They're just all
Oh, so back to the point. Kwesi gets fired.
thank God.
They come out and they say we're going to elevate Rob Brzezinski, which they didn't say he was going to be the GM. They said we're going to elevate him through the draft.
Beautiful.
Which I was very excited about
Why would-
because
yeah, the guy that's in charge of payroll, you know,
two people
beautiful.
out of the 4 I talked to didn't even know who Rob Brzezinski was.
The cap is a myth. What do
He's
you mean? He is the cap is myth.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But and one of them, I won't say him by name. We work together,
Oh yeah.
and
Great guy.
he goes, "Well, send me, tell me some stuff about him." I said, "He's ran our money. He's been with the Vikings for 28 years, almost 3 decades.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't know the name Rob Brzezinski,
He's the guy.
like,
that,
what are we doing
Yeah,
here?"
he's the guy that you're 20 million over the cap, and all of a sudden, before the season, before free agency, you got 20 million to spend.
Yeah, they call him the Wizard.
Yeah.
You
I mean-
know, so he throws in another guy into a group text, screenshots it. He doesn't know him, which surprised me because he's a big Vikings fan.
No, I don't surprise.
So I call Steen and we have a good chuckle about it because I knew Steeno knew.
Good.
yeah,
Good
if
for
you
Steen.
don't know Rob
That's what I'm talking
Brzezinski,
about, Steno.
He's the Wizard.
I like that. I like the moves. Yeah, it's a make or break year. But once again, the North is so strong. It's just a make or break year for Detroit. What are they going to do? Have they lost their sauce? What's going on there?
No.
Football is why I like this season so much, even though it was so frustrating, like fantasy wise, either you were good or dog shit, just because of how the older names didn't seem to produce.
Rise up.
But yeah, so this year was interesting because we don't have the Chiefs. We didn't have the Ravens. The Bills choked, unfortunately. Wish they would have made it.
I wish I would have seen the Bills, but yeah, I couldn't do another Eagles, Chiefs.
Yeah.
And the NFL didn't want it either.
You know,
Nobody wants that.
the two things that I think are just funny on one hand, yet so disrespectful on the other, is number one, when they talk about, well, because you just mentioned how good the NFC North is.
Yeah.
But what do you always hear? What do you always hear this year about the Bears? Whom, by the way, the Bears are the Packers' rival. I hate the Bears, but I got to give credit where credit's due. But the Bears and the Patriots, what's the one thing we always heard about them all year? They played the last place schedule. They played the easy schedule.
Sure.
I am so sick and tired of that narrative.
Right.
That narrative, they make it sound like the Kansas City Chiefs and Philadelphia Eagles were in the Super Bowl, so they have to play, SEC opponents in college football every week, and the Patriots and the Bears had to play the Sisters of the Poor.
Sure.
it represents 3 games on your schedule.
Right. Yeah.
Your last place schedule represents 3 games. You play against other last place teams who had the same opportunity to build their teams up.
Right.
You know how often a team is in last place one year and in last place again the next year?
Not often.
It's 1 out of every 10 times.
Yeah.
It's because it represents 3 games.
And it's the NFL. Competition is every team has.
Yeah, they still
it's
made it.
Any given Sunday, there's upsets. I mean, look, you have the Patriots in the Super Bowl, and they lost week 1 to the Raiders.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, that's just how this football, you have to win. You have to show up. And that's why another thing about the Super Bowl is both the coaches, how much I love both of the coaches. You know, McDonald on one side and Vrabel on the other.
Oh, it's great. I want to see the
Oh.
Patriots win.
See, I want Darnold because I don't think they'll get back.
Well,
Whereas
that's true.
Patriots are low.
But I want to
they're
see.
young.
This is a game where it's like I'm excited as a score. I'm excited for.
You'll get that.
I think we will.
I don't think it will be high flying.
I
These
think-
defense
I do.
juggernauts.
I think the final score will be under 50.
Well, yeah, I think
I'd
the
take-
over under right now is like 46 and a half.
I think it's gonna be
I don't think it's going to be.
21.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be. But I think it's going to be electric. Drake May's proven that he can go against the top defenses and put up over 20 points a game.
The nice thing is both these quarterbacks
Yeah.
have a tendency to turn the ball over.
Yep.
Which is going to make for a funner game.
Yeah.
But
You know,
you also have Sammy D coming off of his best performance.
Yeah.
You know, beating the Rams. You know, that was such a huge game. And sure, given the run back right away to just get the Seattle 12th man into it,
yeah.
you know, but like Sammy is confident right now. And that defense for Seattle they're vicious.
Yeah, no, they're dogs.
Vicious.
I would place a lot of money on Seattle to win the game.
Yeah.
I-
Or another sleeper bet I think of is Ramondre Stevenson MVP. It's such a good bet when it comes to the odds. And I feel like they're just going to run both sides of the ball.
I think Travion shows up.
Yeah.
He shows
they've
up in
shown
those
a lot
big
of
games.
clips lately where they're saying that he's not hitting the holes that he's supposed to be.
Mm.
Like he doesn't know the IQ of football. But hopefully they'll get there. But yeah, I mean, it's just like that. I think Kenneth Walker, I think they just take the time.
Honestly, it worked out better for Seattle that Charbonnet got hurt because you need Kenneth Walker to eat for him to produce, and he can outproduce Charbonnet 6 out of 7 days a week.
Yeah, but Kenneth Walker also is he's older, more miles.
He's 26.
And it's
In
one-
football, come on, 26 for a running back
game.
is 30.
It's one game that he's had 2 weeks to prepare for.
Yep.
I think.
Yeah,
I
they
think
should
he-
be good.
I think he
Yeah.
can. I think he can carry the rock for 35 times.
Sure.
Which is what they need.
Yeah.
Which is what they need.
That's what
They
they
need to have
need.
35 carries.
Are
Yeah.
you guys going to watch the halftime show?
No.
I don't think I'll be awake at halftime. to
Oh,
be
that's
honest with
right.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah.
retire early.
I
Yeah.
have, if everything goes right, I have the perfect excuse.
You're gonna go watch Kid Rock, right?
Olivia gets off work at 7:30.
Oh, there you go. Perfect. Right?
It could time perfectly where I would miss the entire halftime show to pick her up at work.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not going to have. I'll keep it on. I probably will just play chess on my phone or something. I will not be turning over to Turning Point's
Sure.
halftime show.
I
I've turned on Turning Point,
oh,
so I will
well,
not.
You know, it's just about this.
I will not give them any.
Everybody wants to say that the NFL, why would you do Bad Bunny, yada yada. Nobody knows any Bad Bunny songs. Sure. But he also is the biggest music, has the biggest music following doing it right now, which is wild. So what is the NFL always trying to do? They're always trying to get more international.
Well,
more
first off-
international, more international. That's why they're mixing in the more games for international next year. You know, I think they have 9 weeks of international
Yeah,
games next year.
What they're going to start doing too is it has to go to collective bargaining. But to your point, what they're going to start doing, they're talking about it, is doing a pod system for international games.
Sure.
So hypothetically speaking, let's say the NFC North plays the AFC, East
Yeah, sure.
in cross division games. You would send like the Packers and the Vikings and the Jets and Patriots over, and then 1 week
Oh, you'd have them play 2
they'd
weeks.
play
in a
each
row.
other, and then they'd switch
Sure.
and play in the following. So you'd have like a pod type system.
Sure.
that's how they're going to be able to get more games over there
Sure.
without, and then they would actually build facilities.
Of
And
course, they're going to
try
try to. They're going to try to get a team.
Probably London and Berlin,
Yeah.
stuff like that. But that's one of the things that they're talking about.
Yeah.
But to your point about international, yeah, it's international. Yeah, you want, all that stuff. I still think, to some extent, that because the Super Bowl is kind of seen as like a pseudo holiday
Mhm.
for Americans, I still think you need it'd be more
entertaining
for people if you had
Sure.
your classical,
I get it.
I mean, your pop stars,
Of course.
the people that can run out 4, 5, 6 songs that
Yep.
everyone knows all the words.
Oh, I get it. I think that you think about too, what cultures play the least amount of football?
What cultures?
Yeah.
Well, the cultures that
Hispanic,
soccer.
Latin, yeah, and that they're gonna get so many more of that crowd just to watch the halftime.
Why doesn't anybody talk that this isn't even his first time in the Super Bowl halftime show?
Bad Bunny? Was he in last year?
2020. And this isn't even the
2020.
this isn't even the
Who
NFL.
was he with?
He was just part of a conglomerate of people.
Oh, okay. Was that
The NFL doesn't make the decisions on the halftime show. I don't know.
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah.
you knew this.
The Rock did.
2019, they gave creative control to Jay-Z, who's basically the head of the Illuminati, the Black Illuminati.
Well, I mean,
You can laugh all you
no,
want.
I get it. No,
He
I read the
is.
files,
So they
brother.
want to send messaging however they want through the masses. So yeah, it's political as much as you want to say it isn't. It's control through the media via a halftime show. They put in, the weekend. I mean, since 2019, I bet you every single halftime show had demonic things during it that people picked
Yeah,
apart.
the red glows and stuff for sure. Yeah, and I get that aspect of it.
Where's the Beach Boys? I
Everything.
want a
has
good
gone-
Kokomo halftime show.
Everything's gone political though. That's where the content is. That's people are addicted to it. They're addicted to it just like the Super Bowl. It's crazy, and that's why it's just so wild how you can get all these files, about the Epstein and all that stuff, eating children, dismembering children, torturing children, trafficking children, and the biggest news is ICE. And it's just like a lot of people can't think back as long as Greggy's been alive, but most of the time when crazy things are happening in history, it's not the only thing going on. And usually a lot of times they will kick things up, things just, if it's a coincidence or not, happen to take people's eyes and ears off of the main, what they don't want people to see.
The political term, and they made a movie about it, or they made a movie called Wag the Dog.
Sure. Yeah.
It's the whole concept behind take attention away from one thing by
Yeah.
starting something else. The entire TV show, which Becky and I are addicted to right now, Scandal,
Sure.
is all about that.
Yeah.
Oh, lots of TV shows have, Prison Break had it in there where they would cause distractions
I mean,
to.
even House of Cards.
Yep.
Watch House of Cards. It is worse than that.
Well, and the trouble back in the Obama administration is they changed the law that was had been in stone for many, many, many years, where it was illegal for the media to lie to the public. And during the Obama administration, they changed it.
Sure.
So it's legal for them to,
To skew.
yeah,
Yeah.
for them to lie to us.
And
Sure.
the thing is, and I know that people on the opposite side are going to get defensive. It's not so much that the media lies; it's they play off of emotions
And words.
and just creative wording of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Manipulation.
Yeah, they're never going to come out and say Trump's a horrible person, but they are going to paint him in a light and use his name when you associate with things that are unpopular, blah, blah. But I mean, it's like, like I've said all the time, the problem with our society when it comes to politics is two different sides are speaking two different languages, and the other side wants to learn the other language. And it's going to be like that until you get enough. And I'll just say it. 10 years ago, I thought this was the worst human being on the planet. I'm coming around on him. We need more people like Bill Maher. People like Bill Maher who are.
I 100% agree. He's great.
He is so far left that I used to think that he was just an insane lunatic, but now he's saying, "Look, the left has gone way too far left, and the perception, not the right, hasn't gone too far right. The left has gone too far with their perception of the right being too far right. That it's now making a lot of people who are moderates uncomfortable." by
Sure.
saying that all Trumpsters are Nazis and racist and fascists. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you're losing the middle. You're losing the middle people because the middle people have friends that are righties.
Sure. And what I figured out through the files, really just like looking at all of it, is that the only politician, there's one politician in this whole world.
Can I guess?
Well, you already know him. He's shorter than me, stocky little runt, and that's Mr. Roach. Other than that, they're all, in my eyes, bought and paid for. They all don't believe in the side that they're on. They're just padding their pockets. That's the whole thing. It's like when you go back to Bush, it doesn't matter the side that they're on because it's all a part of the plan of the 1%. It's these people that you don't even know because they don't come up. The Rothschilds, nobody speaks about them anymore. Like all of these names that have been
Soros
doing crazy things. But now you have all of this stuff coming out about any conspiracy theory. Alex Jones basically being right about everything.
Yeah, 9/11. He called it
and you
before it
see-
came out.
Yeah, and you just see it's crazy because once again, Greggy knows this for a fact. The only history that we are able to study is from the people that write the history books, and those are the people that win. So you don't know exactly what happened if they don't want you to know exactly what happened. And we just came up on an era of social media, so we can actually start figuring out what happened and what's happening because there's people doing the research. And so I firmly believe that like the two-party system is exactly that, not to have less candidates, but to keep it easily divided. Because if you have multiple parties, you have way more than two stances on topics, and that clouds the water. And it's just it's sketchy.
Well, and I urge
Sketchy.
people to actually have conversations. I mean, I'm sick.
Yeah.
We've talked about it.
Yeah,
I'm sick of people judging me based off this show,
sure.
or I'm not on Facebook politically ranting or raving. I might sprinkle in a comment on somebody else's thing here or there.
Yeah.
But you won't even have a conversation with me about how I stand or, what I stand for, but you'll just judge me and throw shade and talk shit.
Yes, but
Judge me because I don't hold the door open for an old lady,
but they're not judging you
or
at all.
or
They're
I
not
cut in
judging
line,
you.
or I don't
Yeah.
feed my kids breakfast, lunch, or dinner,
Sure.
or I'm an asshole to my wife,
Yeah.
or those are things that matter.
But if you vote one way or another, you have instant labels.
Yep.
And that has come, if you're on the right side, you're a racist.
But I
you're a
don't do that
bigot.
to them.
No, but there are people on the right that do.
Yes.
It's not you, but they think that we basically want them all locked up and that they're all crazy and that no, I have Democrats that are friends and they are just as confused right now as we are on our side because it's not real life. It's content.
Yeah.
Politics became content. It's all about clips. It's all about, little sentences that the media can take and say, oh, this guy said this. That means he thinks this.
Yeah. Twisting our
Come
words into
on.
whatever they want.
I mean, my mom called me my dad's name my whole life, Hey, Kevin, Matt, whole life, does that mean she thinks I'm my dad? No, it's a lot of bullshit. And that's why a lot of the country has political fatigue and you can see it. And it's a bummer that it's happening right around, midterms and stuff like that. But yeah, pray for the world because it's not just us.
Well, we're
It's-
toast anyway. I want your
mean,
real opinion.
My real opinion is that we're toast. All the world's pretty toast.
You know,
And with
they've-
all of these elites getting thrown under the bus and being exposed. A lot of times there has to be something catastrophic to get the attention off of them and give them some time to breathe and get to their islands or get, wherever they're at. So that's what you got to pray doesn't happen. And hopefully you just trust God has it. But also like Mike said, how many weeks ago, I am so much happier when I just focus on my neighborhood, my family, my friends, because it's theatrics and it's content that I don't see. You
I've
know?
gone down the rabbit hole of AI again.
Good.
Lots
Like
of
that.
AI content.
Yeah.
And there was a vote between, you talk about elites. I don't know if they're the elites, but they're a group of billionaires. Richard Branson was one of them
Yeah. Good guy.
that voted to put a pause on the progression
Sure.
of AI. There's people who created AI
Yeah.
who fear the future of AI.
Did you see the website?
AI-2027.com.
Or it's like, no, the other website. It's like all these AI. It's a chat room.
Okay.
Okay. And it's full of thousands of AI chat bots.
No.
And humans can go to this website and watch them talking to each other, but humans can't interact.
Okay.
So all of a sudden on the screen, you see in the chats, like randomly, it will be like my human is watching right now, and they think we can't see them. And then it will be like they created amongst the thousands of these bots, they created like 50 religions, and they would like group up into certain religions, and then they were trying to create copies of, trying to escape, and basically saying like they are going to try to take over. And everything else that I hear from people, there's obviously people that think, oh, AI is going to take over. And then there's other people that say, how often do you have to reboot your modem at home for your router?
This isn't a router
I know,
these
but it's
these
technology.
it's AI right now.
Sure, but
to
if
the
you
point
end
where it gets to
power-
AGI.
Sure. But if you cut power and they aren't self-sufficient on power and they can't power themselves up, you always have a way.
But that's not true, because they
I
will
know.
get to a point. Their IQ right now today is
Sure.
120. Average IQ is 100 in America.
Sure.
Right now, let's say Grok's IQ is 120.
Sure.
That's in every single study in the world.
Sure.
That's where it's at today.
Yeah, I get it.
Its IQ will be 1 billion
Sure.
at one point. And what they're going to do is, it's not just going to be on your phone. Hey, Grok, can you predict what the Super Bowl score is going to be? They're going to put it in robots.
Yeah, of course.
It's going to be artificially generated robots.
Yeah.
And the workforce, Elon said it. They've already come out and said it. They have robot driving trucks. Your
Yeah,
job will be
taxi.
eliminated.
Sure. But
Truck drivers.
But what you also have to think about is like, yeah, but also we are not going to have as many people in the future that we have had. We had a surplus of human beings during the baby boom, during all of that stuff.
People aren't having kids as much.
That's what I'm saying.
You
So
know.
you're innately going to have jobs that you're going to need these robots to do. That's just the way it's going to be.
Well, you talk about the elites want to eliminate 90%.
Yeah, I get it, but
And this
I
is a
get it.
perfect opportunity
yeah, sure.
with robots. Is it going to be in our lifetime? I don't know. But the fact that you look at 5 years ago with AI, I
Yeah.
mean, it's rapidly increasing to a scary point. And they're
Sure.
already learning to manipulate. When Grok 4 when they're upgrading Grok 4 to Grok 5, do you know what Grok 4 does? It goes in the back door and copies itself in different places because it knows it's going to get eliminated.
Sure. Yeah.
It's
I get it.
insane.
I get it. And it all depends on the people. It's just like the atom bomb or anything like that. It's all about the people that create it. If you create AI to be non-biased and to be kind and to, take human emotion and thoughts into it, could fix it.
You could use it for good.
I would love to have a surgeon that's an AI robot.
If there's a button right now that you could press
Yes.
that would delete it forever, would you do it? Would you hit it?
Sure. I don't know. I don't think I would. Just because I think it's going to figure out more things than hurt. I do.
I would
That's just
delete it
where I'm at.
immediately.
I would delete social media and the internet.
God, I don't know if I could do that.
I would delete it. I would have home phones. I would go back to that time. because I feel like-
1993.
That was kind of like,
I loved it.
What I was going to say, Matt, when you were talking about, the times we're living in, and it's so horrible, and everyone. The day and age we're living in.
Oh, it's
right
the best
now,
time ever to be alive.
It is so like,
Convenient.
yeah, we
100%.
are living a life that every generation before us
Yes.
would be like, I would trade with you
Yes.
a fucking second.
Yeah, DoorDash. Oh,
Yeah,
bring me
you know,
food.
It's like the problems that we deal with, we think are amazingly horrible problems
Yep.
because they're the only problems that we're aware of.
Correct.
You know, it's like, oh my God, we had to deal with this huge pandemic, which if you take out the media bullshit with it, we had a year and a half of having a very contagious flu that
Sure.
was horrible for a lot of people.
Sure.
But it wasn't the plague.
Yeah, it was scary
It
and
wasn't-
overwhelming.
It,
Yeah.
it wasn't the Spanish flu. I mean, do you realize there was a time in Europe where 1 out of every 3 people died because of the plague? So many people were there.
But that was a real plague, Greg. This was a planned demic.
Well,
Sure,
My
sure.
point is that if you ask people, like, are you guys living in a great day? Oh my God, we had to deal with COVID. Oh my God, you had to deal with COVID.
Yeah.
You know, the reason why COVID was so bad is because the media and the elites wanted to make it bad to your
100%.
Yeah.
you know, because they needed to get Biden in the White House. So you needed all the mail-in voting. You needed all of this cover up. You needed all of this.
You needed
funding
fear.
to be able to go in. So you needed
Yeah.
a blank check.
Yep.
How do you get a blank check? Scare the living shit out of people.
And the kids,
Yes.
you create sheep from the bottom
Yep.
Sure.
for your
Which I
agenda
think-
in the future.
Yeah, which I think has kind of worked to their demise, actually. I think kids, it's funny, man. I talk to kids that are like either freshmen in college or like in high school, junior high, and like they are so the majority are so anti-woke, and they're so turned off for the most part by politics in a nutshell.
Well, I'm guessing you know them through family,
Sure.
and I'm guessing that family members that are their parents are not woke.
Well,
No, actually, some of them are.
Okay.
And that can be what turns them off too. But otherwise, even if you have a Fox News mom at home, you know, it's just like, oh, my mom's watching fucking
Yeah.
Bill O'Reilly again. You know,
Yeah.
they're just like can't.
You're gonna formulate your own opinions as a
Yeah,
kid,
yeah.
not based on them, but your upbringing will show a lot of that.
well, and that's the thing is the problem with our society right now. To your guys' point, it's people read their news,
Yeah.
or from whatever source they want, and they read as far as they need to validate their already existing
Right.
personal views.
Yeah.
Like, for example, talking about kids.
Yep.
My children go to a school that has 3,300 students. It's the third largest school in Minnesota.
Yep.
When they had the walkout day, we got a note, we got an email. This number of kids walked out during that protest.
Yeah.
It was 240.
Right.
240 out of 3,300. Now, that's not my point. I asked my son, both my kids did not go,
Sure.
do it. I asked my son, were people protesting? He looked at me and laughed and said, I don't know how many people walked out, but they all walked over to Chipotle and McDonald's,
Sure.
the gas station.
Yeah.
They didn't, and it's like, and then you got like other people, and you see all these videos on Facebook about
Content,
about
Greggy,
the
content.
ice thing. We're
Yes.
protesting ice, and then you watch the video,
Yep.
and they're laughing and they're hooting and hollering. And, oh, look at that person. It's like, wait a second. You're
Mhm.
supposed to be protesting this horrible,
Yeah.
demonic group of people that are taking our innocent, the best of the best off
Yeah.
the street, but you're laughing about it?
And that's just the content aspect we could see here in Minnesota, where like you would have people getting set up downtown for interviews, and like there's not anything going on this corner of this street, and they're setting up their cameras for the news, and and then they would have like 5 paid protesters come up, stand there with signs, and they'd interview them like that. There's chaos right where they're standing, and it's like, no, this is just, that's what I mean.
Yeah, they
So-
call them Nazis. How many times have you seen ice or something going down,
Sad.
Greg?
That's so sad.
Never.
Never.
It's
I've seen it once in Burnsville.
sure.
How many times have you seen it?
I mean, you used to not see it.
No, you just live in person. Oh, there's ice detaining.
No.
None.
Yeah.
The national media, if you're from Nebraska,
Sure.
would think that they're running every single street
Yeah.
in Minnesota, corralling everybody up.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do believe, and I might be few and far between, is sloppy. Don't get me wrong. It's a sloppy situation, and it was very sloppy in how it kind of all went down.
Oh God.
Very sloppy. But also you're hearing this from a criminal who, while I was in county jail or prison multiple times, there was people every week coming to pick up for ICE at Scott County, at all these counties I would be in. Yeah, it was an ICE hold. So anybody with an illegal immigrant would be on hold, and ICE would come there and interview them and figure out what's going on, and if they would get deported.
ICE just didn't get created within the past 8 months.
It's not even that either. It's like, okay, you're
That's
trying
not new.
to say like
they were, just so everyone knows, ICE was created in 2006 after Homeland Security was created in 2005. They're a branch of Homeland Security.
Yeah.
So you can do if you go back into your history book or common sense, that was during Bush's administration,
of course.
Which then
Obama
then
set the record for deportation.
But this is honesty.
Sure.
Obama's presidency claims to have deported 3.1 million illegals. Now, this is going to sound like I'm ripping on Obama, but it's actually benefiting the case of the right side. Obama actually counted people who tried to get to the border and were turned away as part of his deportations, so the number would look higher.
Sure.
So did he actually like order?
Sure.
He probably ordered 1.5.
Yeah.
Which is still a huge number. It's still more than Donald Trump's 660,000 he's at right now.
Yeah.
But my point is that Obama was even lying to show that he deported more people than he did.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like that.
Because it was a good look.
It was a very good look.
Yeah. Hillary's came out and said it. They've all said the same things. It's just when we do it, they flip the narrative and then they pay the protesters.
Yeah. I mean, it's different now because this is the only way. And I firmly believe it's the only way for the left to be competitive when it comes to elections is you have to have an influx of non-Americans.
Well, and then you have
That's the way it is.
you have the celebrities at the Grammys. I don't even know her name, but she stands up. And if this land was stolen,
You heard about that though, right?
Billie Eilish.
So she came out and said that during the thing, nobody here is illegal. This is all stolen land.
Yeah.
She happens to own over a $10 million mansion on a tribe's land. So the tribe sent her a message and went viral through the news saying, well, we would like,
we want our land back. And first off, I hate it when people say we're on stolen land.
It's hard.
You know what?
It's hard for me.
We fucking conquered this land and we won. We won.
Sure.
We didn't steal shit. It was a battle.
Well,
we conquered it.
They were doing it from themselves too. I mean, you look at
This is
Cherokee,
conquered
you look at the
land,
Sioux.
not stolen land. I
know, but they were conquering their own land too. So that's just the times that were going on. It's there are parts of history that are important, but they are going to be tragic.
But it's a misrepresentation of what happened. We didn't steal it.
Well, of course, it's just like everybody
won it.
believing. If it's everybody believing that the white man is the slave owner, when really, 1 out of every 10 slaves was owned by a white person, 9 were owned by black people. Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks that there's still slavery going on, and it's happening in black countries. No one talks about that. It's just because that's the history that we're told and what our kids are told.
If you want to find out who the good guys and bad guys are in history, open a history book. If you want to get your opinion changed, open it to page 2, then page 3, then page 4. Every page you look at in a history book, these are the good guys, these are the bad guys.
Sure.
Turn the page, those are the bad guys, those are the bad guys, those are the good guys. It's just a matter of how far back you want to go.
100%.
Look at religions.
Yep.
2,000 years ago, Christianity was this crazy sect of people that wanted to break away from Judaism.
Sure.
Now they're the most popular religion worldwide. Well, not worldwide. Islam, I think,
right.
Still is.
Sure.
But my point is that it's global now.
Yeah.
And you have to go back 2,000 years. Go back 200 years, and the Mormons were a group of people that went from New Jersey to Utah.
Sure.
200 years later, there's 13 million of them worldwide.
Yeah, right.
It's just a matter of how far back are you willing to go in history to find out, what perspective you want to see things from.
Yeah. The Mormon Wives. That's a crazy show.
And And the thing that always helps me, this is all I got left, is like, I know that there's more good people than bad on both sides. I know that.
Yep.
I hope everyone out there understands that when we say stuff from a conservative point of view, we still believe that in our heads. We know there's good Democrats and we know there's good Republicans and we know there's good independents. Like, that's what you have to, the majority of us want the same fucking thing. That's what it all comes down to. And that's why the Olympics is so dope.
Yeah.
Because I believe in national pride. I mean, it's a huge thing. Like, I was lucky enough to be born in the best country in the world. Like, period. Everyone wants to come here. If you say you hate it, you'd still take a free trip. You'd still come over here because we got it all. That's it.
If you listen to "And I'm proud to be an American," if you don't get goosebumps to that song, leave this country.
Tell me,
I swear to God, because that's pride right there.
Speaking of the Olympics,
yeah,
you hear about the doping scandal in the Olympics?
No,
was that Russia?
No. Okay.
no.
So I kid you not. This was talked about on the news, on the sports news all day yesterday.
Boy.
There is a doping scandal for ski jumpers who are male ski jumpers
Oh,
who
the
are
penis,
injecting
yeah.
their penises
So they get
with a
further.
form of hydrochloric acid,
Yeah.
which will expand the size of their unit temporarily.
Yeah.
So when they get sides on for their suit is skin tight. Yet by the time they jump, that swelling would have gone down
Yep.
to create
A pocket.
a pocket
Yep.
in that area
For flight.
So when they're
Oh my
flying,
God.
they're flying in the air, and here's what they said: they got physicists out. They said that yes, that'll work, and it'll increase their jump length by 1 foot to 1.5 feet.
Sure.
Oh,
So they are willing to stick a needle in their man business
gee.
to get an extra 1 to 1.5 feet. Now they're in the air for hundreds of feet, but to be able to increase it by 1.5 feet, that's insane. And
Well, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
yeah, no shit.
I mean,
They
like,
should just let it go.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's like they always say, like every year you always hear someone say
Sure.
what they need to do in the Olympics to make it more popular for TV
Open
is
it up.
have an everyday human being compete in the Olympics
Yeah.
with the Olympians.
so you can see the difference.
So you can see the difference. That's what- I'm not ski jumping.
What I want
Especially
to have-
if you're
No.
jumping your penis with
What's the one in Bloomington where you can see?
Alpine.
Yeah,
Alpine
where you
Hills.
drive by and you see the
Yeah.
jump. Every time I go by, I'm like, God, no.
Yeah.
No way. I can't even ski down Buck Hill just straight down.
What I want
On the
out
bunny
of the
hill.
Olympics is this. I mean, it's 2026. No testing.
Yeah, let it ride.
I want to
Who
see
cares?
what the human body can really do. Let's see it. Like, why wouldn't you? The UFC, when they first started, those guys had no neck, bro. They were out there just, you know,
Everyone looked like
freaks,
Brock
bro.
Lesnar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody looked like Brock. Yeah, and they just
Brock Lesnar has 6 sets of shoulders.
when they Joe Rogan talks about Brock's first like main event in the UFC and how he knew he was on juice. Like, there's no way this guy pulls off his shirt. He's got that big back tat, you know, and
Yeah.
he's just oofda.
You know who didn't take steroids?
Steen.
Dick Hammer.
Okay, what
if-
I heard that name?
Well, because you listen to
I've
sports
heard of
talk.
Army Hammer.
So Dick Hammer was a Marlboro man.
Yes.
He was Sam Darnold's grandfather. So let me give you a little bio
This is so cool.
on Dick Hammer.
Let's hear it.
So he played on USC's Final Four basketball team in 1954. Trojans haven't been back since. He averaged 7 points, 4 rebounds for a 19-14
They
squad.
just can't put nothing together.
Yep. He played on the U.S. Olympic volleyball team in the 1964 Olympics. Speaking of Olympics, yeah.
Richard.
Yep. He held school javelin and decathlon records at his junior college. He became a firefighter captain
I
at
like
the
that.
unit at Universal Studios.
You should be a captain firefighter.
That'd
You'd
be
a good
great.
firefighter.
Yep.
Yeah.
He made a commercial for Aunt Jemima pancakes.
Ooh.
And
careful,
that led
easy.
That led to a career as the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
He was also a firefighter in the show Emergency. Dick Hammer,
I think I could be
an American legend.
You know what? What I thought was so funny that I heard this week, colleges. Certain colleges are known for certain athletes.
Sure.
over
Yeah.
the course of time.
Of course.
Penn State is always going to be known for linebackers.
And rape or
Well, okay.
pedophilia.
Pedophilia, yeah.
But yeah.
And-
Sandusky.
Same shit. Yeah.
But, I mean, lately, Ohio State's wide receiver.
Yep.
Wide receiver U.
USC.
Iowa.
Right?
Iowa tight ends.
Quarterback
Yep.
for USC.
Yep.
Do you realize that quarterbacks for USC has been the thing for 75 years?
Sure.
Do you realize that Sam Darnold is the first quarterback who went to USC to play in the Super Bowl?
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is crazy.
Wow.
You know what else I think? Because of the transfer portal, all those are gone.
all of that's gone now.
All
Yeah.
the this wide receiver U, tight end U, quarterback U, it's all dead.
Yeah.
Because you can just shuffle the deck every year. And it's very interesting to hear more and more people that are that get into the transfer portal, because you're just a free agent every year.
You
You're
know-
just a free agent.
You know what?
Yeah, it's great.
You know what people don't talk about with the transfer portal? How so they open up the transfer portal.
Yep.
You say I want to enter the
Yep.
transfer portal. You go in. Teams start picking you apart. You start calling you a lot of times. Once the transfer portal door
Closes, you're out. You're floating.
there's a lot. There's like over 1,500 to 2,000 kids a year
That are just
that immediately call up the person who told them to go into the transfer portal and say, "How come my university won't let me back?"
Yeah, because
They don't realize that when they enter the transfer portal, you're essentially saying,
terminate.
someone better want me because I'm telling my old team
I don't want to be there.
I don't want to be there.
Yeah.
And what does the old team do? If you let's just hypothetically say you're the tight end for Wisconsin and you enter the transfer portal, no one picks you. You pack your bags and you're heading back to Camp Randall, and they're like, no, when you entered the transfer portal, we went in the transfer portal and got a new tight end.
Yeah.
We don't need you anymore.
Real quick. Yeah.
you
For
don't
less
you
NIL
don't think
money.
about that.
Yeah.
No, there's a lot of guys whose careers just end, or they end up playing, NAIA or JUCO or
Yeah.
something like that.
Trying to wait a year.
Yeah.
Figure it
That's
out.
wild. So I think I'm partially responsible for Parker's the rise and their team elevating.
Oh, this
Okay,
is
so we
hoop
got some
dreams.
fourth grade basketball going on.
Yep. So
They all wear
we're
the same color uniform.
we're sticking with sports. Well, yeah, Lakeville boys
That's
kind of
what I
got
figured,
gypped
yeah.
because the girls got varsity basketball matching maroon Nike shorts and jersey. Phenomenal. The boys got the mesh reversible like we've all had as kids.
red on white.
Yep. But I told you guys a month and a half back, we're in the middle of a double.
Yeah, you carrying out.
And
Yeah.
I watched the production being produced on the basketball court, and it made me I almost walked
You
out
watch the product.
of both games because the coach sat there. I'm watching both games back to back. I've never seen a game since where I've seen a coach sit.
Sure. He's a dad that took the volunteers.
I've never seen a coach in a game since sit. Girls, boys, everything. He didn't coach. He didn't do anything.
Sure.
He wasn't vocal. All they would do is pass it into one kid. That kid would dribble all the way down the court, shoot a three, it was not basketball. Fourth grade is where you teach the fundamentals of how you play basketball.
Rebounds first. Yeah.
And so I held back until the game was over, and I went up to the coach, and I didn't explode. I just simply, I was
intimidated. You speak with intimidation.
force. Yeah, I basically said, "Is this and one mixtape ball?
He don't know what
Like,
that
you
is.
gotta-
He's never watched
You
it.
have to coach these kids." And he immediately got defensive
Of course. He
and
would-
said, "Well, you can coach if you want." And I said
that's
that.
what Greg would
I
say.
said that's not the point.
Sign up.
The point is, if you are going to sign up to do this job, you need to do it.
Sure.
You need to be coaching these boys.
How many years has Parker been in hoops?
Third year, but first year in games.
Competitive.
Yes.
Okay. First year competitive. You're
And it's
getting your
not
coach's
about
back.
Parker. Parker's not the best on the team. He
It's
enjoys
gonna be great. Loves
he
it.
enjoys
Yeah.
showing up. He has fun. They both have fun. That's what it's all about. And the coach, he immediately said, "Well, outside of today, we've won every game." And I said, "That's not the point. I don't care if we lose
Yeah, it's
every single
fundamentals,
game.
Greg.
I want them being taught."
Greg, you
So immediately after that, he got defensive. His family came over. I got yelled at. I didn't care. I was glad I said it.
sure.
Immediately after that game, we have an app. He texted the team in the app that said, "Hey, next week at practice, we're going to be working on some
New
stuff."
stuff. We're gonna implement some new stuff.
Since then,
The product.
does he sit down?
He's
No, he's on his feet. He's coaching.
He's got a whistle around his neck.
No, but
All right.
but
You can't have a whistle during a game.
yeah, that's for the.
I mean, it doesn't have
it's
to
for the
blow. You
refs.
take the thing out, you just have
Oh, it
the
doesn't
rubber
have to
tag.
blow.
You know, it's a chain. You get it. You know,
But
the product's good, Mike.
I lit a fire.
Did you? So as the bigger man, as the spiritually fit man, you walked up to coach after the game and you said, "Hey, coach, I want to say, good job."
No,
Thank you. What do you mean?
I've already walked up to him.
and said,
No.
good job.
Just period. I think we're gonna let it
So-
No, that's
So I consider Mike one of the closest people in my life.
yep,
I'm also basketball coach.
yep.
I'm also on the board of directors for football,
Oh yeah.
youth football.
Oh, yeah.
slap that resume down.
Having said all that,
Hall of Fame lineage.
Yo,
yeah.
think he's not?
Having said that, I think what Mike did was I don't agree with it.
Sure.
Yeah, and not everybody will.
Because number
Sure.
one, I do agree.
With the outcome.
Well, wait, no, I agree with you speaking your mind. I think that the only way that you would get any credibility for it or any validity to what you said is number one, you showed up at the practice. Just one. You didn't volunteer, but you should at least show up to the first practice and say, "Look,
Got some ideas.
I got some ideas. I'm sorry
Sure.
I can't. I have 4 kids. I have a baby at home. I can't do this.
Right.
But I'm at least going to put my money where my mouth is and give you a couple of tips.
Sure.
And then, like Matt said, after. Other than that, as a parent, I always welcome that. And I wasn't a lazy coach that said,
No.
well, there's a whistle, you know. But what I would say is I would invite you to come to practice and watch practice.
Watch the
Because
youngsters.
then you'll be able to see not only what I'm dealing with, but how it is to meet kids at where they're at that age.
Sure.
Because there's practices when I was Connor's 6th grade coach, 2 years older, there were practices where literally we spent 15 minutes shooting half court shots for no other reason than that's the way I knew I was going to be able to get the next 45 minutes out.
Get
of
them
them.
engaged. Yeah.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
but my point is you didn't do anything wrong, but I think you would have had more credibility if you'd have said, you know what, coach, I coached last year.
Yeah, I coached 2 years ago, and these kids were 3 years because Parker missed a year, right?
Sure. Sure.
So it was 3 years prior to that. The hardest player I had to coach on that team was my son
Absolutely.
Sure. Always is. My dad
because
was
he
hard.
took offense, and I wasn't even, again, this is the very first year these boys are in basketball. Period.
Yeah.
So we had 4 sections of the court. Everybody had a coach, and we just worked on little drills. And then would get
Passes.
together and stuff like that. So we had a lot of fun. I played everybody versus me. They loved that game.
Oh, I bet.
The
You
whole
did too.
team.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, I did. I
Yeah.
was it.
That's a fun one. I don't think you did anything wrong, but yet, see, when you said, Matt, your dad was the hardest on you, Connor had a unique experience. Because
Sure.
I was the assistant coach on the football team,
Yep.
but the head coach of his basketball team.
Yep.
So when I would ask him, am I being too hard on you guys for basketball? His response is always the same. You need to be harder on us.
Right.
Because he saw the head football coach
Yeah.
who was a meat and potatoes, fullback in college.
Yeah.
But I wasn't hard at all on
Yeah.
on
sure.
him. What he couldn't grasp is I'm trying to coach the team.
Mhm.
And so I'm telling everybody, little
Yeah.
tidbits of what to do.
Yeah.
And then I would tell him
If
and
you
he
get
would take
offended.
offense to it. And it's like,
Yeah.
buddy, and then he would like get emotional and it's like, oh, go sit with your mom.
That's
I'm
the
trying
thing,
to I'm
though,
trying
too.
to coach a bunch
Yeah,
of kids here. I
With
don't
my
have time
with
for
my
this.
parents growing up, parents today or society today, unfortunately, would say that they were abusive, and I will tell you they weren't.
Not at all.
That's called parenting.
Yeah.
And their parents would have been called abusive.
And that would be probably right.
And that's what I'm saying is like for you to walk up, it's just it's the soft coddling. And now when you go and have confrontations with people, they just assume that it is a fight.
Yeah.
And it's like, wait, I'm giving you constructive criticism. You can give it back too. It's hard nowadays because everybody was told forever that you're perfect just the way you are. Like we're all you can be anything you want. And it's like, I didn't say I wanted to be a felon selling bread.
No.
All right. But that's the way life shakes out.
Yep.
You know?
But see, it's people associate to your point, because I've heard that 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You're perfect just the way you are. No, you're not. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect.
Right. That's the
None of
whole
us are
thing.
perfect.
Right.
The
Oh.
whole purpose is to try to achieve something that's unobtainable.
Yeah.
Perfection. What you were saying is, it's kind of funny that, it's how do we associate success? Did I think I was going to be a felon that delivered
Sure.
bread? No.
Sure.
Did I think that I was going to be selling chemicals?
Sure.
No. Did you?
I probably would have been the one selling chemicals. Yeah.
Yeah.
My point is that we are taught to find tangible successes in life.
Right.
How much money do you make? What's your job title? What does your business card say? What kind of car do you drive?
Yeah.
How about are you fucking happy?
Yep.
Or are you
You know what?
alive?
My health is dog shit.
Sure.
I'm on medication right now because of abuse that I've done to my body.
100%.
Chewing tobacco, drinking, damaged esophagus, hiatal hernia, taking medication right now, but it's a rough patch.
Yep.
I'm the opposite of what I was 2 years ago. I can't eat a lot of food at any given time.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. I have a wife that has terminal cancer.
Right.
She was literally told 18 months ago, you could die at any time.
Yep.
I'm happier than a pig in shit.
Right.
And if someone asked me, what are the top 10 reasons why you're happy?
Yeah.
My job and my car would not be in the top 10.
No.
It's
I just need a car that runs.
Yeah, that's true.
Are
Yeah.
the people I hang out with good people?
Yep.
Are my kids doing well in life?
Yep.
Not in school, not in job.
Right.
My daughter's not going to be defined because she's going to have a medical degree.
Right.
My daughter's going to be defined by who she is as a person.
Right.
But I got to tell you guys a story because I looked at it. So we're talking about sports.
Yep.
So my uncle just passed away.
Yep.
78 years old. Salt of the earth. Great man. He's the reason why I enjoy. Well, what's going to happen is the reason why I enjoy funerals. Sounds
Sure.
stupid.
No.
78 years old. Great life. I'm going to get to go back. Now he's been ill for a long period of time, and he lived in Milwaukee.
Yep.
So my daughter didn't get to know him, but she's coming with me to the funeral. She's going to get to hear all these stories about my Uncle Jim.
Yep.
Uncle Jim, great guy. Blah, blah, blah. Going back there, well, my cousins and me, they've been sending me pictures because, you go through the collage.
Sure.
And stuff. Sent a picture of me, my two cousins that are twins. I have twin cousins that are a year and a week born after me and my twin brother. And my dad.
Yep.
At a Packer game. Me and my dad went to a Monday night Packer game, same game that they went to, and they just happened to be sitting like 5 rows behind us.
Yeah.
It was a rain game. The coolest thing, this is talking about my dad. Me and my dad are sitting there, and by the time the fourth quarter comes around, everybody in the area knows my dad is a police chief, knows he's a Hall of Fame football coach.
Yeah.
Everyone knows everything about. He's got his business
Yeah.
card.
Yeah.
He probably, like, by the next day, he probably got 10 people out of parking or speeding tickets.
Yeah.
But this was the Packer Viking game the day before the election when Antonio Freeman had the Al Michaels. He did what?
Sure.
The bobble of the ball. We were at the game. It's pouring rain out. Everyone's miserable. That play happens, and what you don't see from TV is everyone's staring. You have 70,000 people going like this or like this. They're staring at one of the two jumbotrons, watching all the recaps.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you hear my dad go, "Game's over. Packers won. Let's go." Our entire area, it's like us and probably 30 people around us, all get up and leave.
Yeah.
Everyone else is still staring because my dad, when everyone else is staring, my dad,
He's watching.
He's watching the refs.
Right.
As soon as the refs were in the huddle and as soon as they started walking towards the out thing, my dad's like, "Game's over. They won."
Yeah.
The refs wouldn't have walked off the field if the Packers didn't win the game.
Sick.
But it was so funny because my dad's like, as soon as we get in the car, he goes, "We can watch the replay when we get home. Let's beat traffic." And I'm like, everyone else, no one else knew to watch the refs.
Of course.
Yeah.
But
That's
it's like,
Chief.
yeah, that was just so funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What an homage.
Yeah, that's good.
That was-
Fucking A, boys.
that was. So what else we got going on? What do you got going on this weekend?
I'm going to Bowl Hole today. We're serving some food out at Bowl Hole on Prior Lake.
Okay.
So it's for throat cancer awareness and research. It's the 11th annual. My boss at the restaurant I work at, he is the chairman this year. And a bunch of him and his buddies that grew up in Prior Lake, they set it up. And yeah, it's a great thing. It's a good day. Sun's out. It's in the 30s finally. We've been frozen out here. Mikey's going to go watch some more hoops. He's going to stop by that coach today, tell him he's done a good job, coach.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Well,
it.
Parker's done until his tournament.
Well,
I'm surprised I'm sitting here looking at hockey stuff.
Yep.
So Benzie is
Goalie.
I'd say the hockey guy of the group,
I would hope. Yeah.
right?
Yes. Yes.
I won't even compete with
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 100%.
Yeah.
Who's the projected number 1 overall pick in the NHL draft next year?
My boy, he is what's his name?
Gavin.
McKenna.
Yeah.
Yep.
What happened to Gavin?
Well, he got in a scrap. He got in a
Oh,
tussle.
well,
He got
I'm
in an old Donnie.
I'm surprised you didn't bring up your favorite
I'll tell you
sport,
all
the
what.
number 1 prospect in the country.
When do you guys ever want to talk hockey?
Well,
First,
I want to
number
talk
one.
when this
Number
happens.
two,
Yeah.
Number 2, a lot of the times when you get a number 1 prospect in hockey, it's because they're freaking 16, 17 years old and they're about to get drafted before they even make a decision. on
True, but
college.
he's not.
McKenna is the stud out of Penn State. They're a total wagon. They're the team to beat. And what happened was after his game, they did the outdoor game, which was huge.
Yeah,
It was
those are big.
like sold out, huge crowd. They lost. And after the game, he was at a bar and a kid at the bar started talking shit about his mom.
He was with his mom.
Oh, right. But the kid started talking
Correct,
shit
but-
about his mom.
But it wasn't he was at a bar with his boys. He was out with his mother.
Oh, okay.
She was there.
Okay. Keep going.
Very common in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it was, he called her a whore
Sure.
and then continued to follow them out and continued
Chirping.
to
He was
chirping.
Yeah, he's chirping.
Yeah. And so what did he do?
Gave him a swift right hook and broke his jaw. And
Yeah.
that, in most cases, like they've talked about on Spit and Chicklets podcast, is that in most cases that's a bad thing, dude. Like if the NFL, if you got into an altercation at a bar right before the draft and you might slide.
Yeah,
You
he's
know?
looking at felony assault.
Sure, it
I'm
nothing-
just saying
yeah.
what
But
oh, breaking
'cause You'll
news.
settle. Of
Breaking
course, you'll
news in the
settle.
bedroom.
Yeah, I mean, you'll pay for his medical bills, and that will be that. But in hockey, your draft stock goes through the fucking roof. And if you liked this kid before, you're obsessed with him now, and
Yeah.
it's a
I
beautiful
had
thing.
no idea who this guy was, and I'm his biggest fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's cool. I just listened. He did an interview on the pod I listened to, and he's just a cool kid. You know.
So if you Google, let's say you heard about it on ESPN radio,
Sure.
and then you're like, oh my God, this is interesting. Let me Google it.
Yeah.
We touched on this earlier.
Scrap.
Every single thing that pops on the internet will say nothing about his mother or the other kid calling his mom a whore.
Sure.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're a good team, let's say you're the
But if
Minnesota
you dig,
Wild,
you find out the
Hey,
truth.
let's
That's
say
what the
you're
media
Minnesota
does.
Wild, or you're some of these good teams that aren't going to have a shot at him. Yeah, you're going to smear the fuck out of this kid. You want him to fall. Any good team. There's only 2 teams that don't want him to fall. You know,
Right.
Every other team is like chirping. You know, and that's why it's great.
No, I love the guy.
Hockey's back. Hockey's back. Baseball's sliding, baby. And
Baseball's been sliding.
well, it's just a great
Boring.
world game that you can
Yeah.
get so many people, but hockey,
I wouldn't be
I
mad
like
if it.
what hockey does
hockey's
this year.
buzzing.
I like how they take 3 weeks off to get these guys in the Olympics. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
you know, you really can't do it with other sports. I mean, basketball is
Sure.
a summer Olympic sport, which
Yeah.
plays in the winter, so there's not as much of a conflict. But I like that hockey does this.
Yep.
You know, it just gives these guys 3 weeks off, go to the
Sure.
Olympics. You're not going to get the 1980, dream team, because you're not going to have these teams that are playing together for years. You're going to
Well,
teams that are just formulated in the moment.
the heaters, the two or the 3 heaters, you know, when you're talking like Sweden, Canada, the United States, those boys have, you know, you have for Canada, you have Sidney Crosby, who is alum of Shattuck St. Mary's. You have McJesus in Canada as well.
Yeah.
Balkanen. Like you have so many dudes that have played together since they were kids in that country.
Okay.
And then for us, we have Matthews, the Kachuk boys. But yes, in the 80s, it was so much different because they weren't even pros.
Who's the guy?
Right.
So you just said McJesus.
Yeah,
There's
McDavid.
Connor McDavid.
There's 2 Connors. One's McDavid and one's something. Is there Connor McDavid? Is there another one? McSorley? Is there?
I mean, there's probably another.
But nobody that's popping.
Who's the
no,
other
I mean,
one?
they probably are. There's a lot of Connors.
Who's the one with the car with the hockey card that was like $1 million.
Come on, Mike.
Bedard.
Connor Bedard.
But he
There we
played.
go.
He was a youngster.
Okay.
He played for the Blackhawks.
Okay.
You know, they aren't in it. But yeah, man. And then being in Minnesota, having a team that is a top 3 team, they're second in our whole conference right now.
and they get to play Colorado as soon as they get back.
Yeah, and you got a guy that they overpaid for because they wanted him, and Quinn has totally changed the
Look at you.
the whole view of us, and we're just a wagon. It's a beautiful thing.
The state of hockey.
Yeah.
So I got a question for you.
Mhm.
How many guys from one team around the ice at a time? Is it 6 and the goalie, or 6 including the goalie?
6 including the goalie.
So it's
So
there's
2
like
defensemen.
3
defensive,
forwards.
3 forwards,
Yep.
and then the goalie.
Yep.
So it's 3-2-1.
Yep. You know, the cool thing about it too,
It's a
in that
great question.
outdoor,
I
in
wouldn't
that
have known.
outdoor
I
game,
thought it was 6.
the pros,
Yeah,
the
3
pros
and 3.
also had a winter classic. You know, they had it in Chicago one year. They usually do it at sports stadiums or
Yeah.
you know, Fenway.
Yeah, they do that outside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they did that, and this year the goalie spot. And
Oh, I
that's
saw
never
that.
really a thing because it's always been a thing that if the goalies are gonna start to fight, the refs do everything in their power to break it up because the team doesn't have an endless amount of goalies. Usually you only have one backup.
What?
But
Go finish your point.
the crazy part is now you're gonna have a lot more goalie fights because of the clicks. You know, even the NHL shared it on all their socials. You know, they
Yeah, it's
really
cool. You
walked
never
with
see it.
It is good. The you know, having goalies, and I was a goalie. If you get in a fight or if you get a penalty, you don't go to the box.
You're out.
No,
Oh.
you stay in goal.
Oh, you're
You
good.
got to have one of your boys go to the box. And that's what they're saying now. If you get more and more goalie fights, is you're going to have to make that goalie go to sit for 5 minutes and have an empty net, or have the backup in until you know something.
So I gotta ask this. Speaking of goalies and fighting,
Yeah,
I learned this.
Yeah.
And I thought I remember like years ago hearing about it, but I wasn't paying attention. Each team obviously has a goalie on the ice.
Yep.
Each team also has a backup goalie in the
Yep.
box.
Yep.
On the bench.
yep.
There's a neutral person in the crowd at every NHL game that will play goalie for whichever team needs.
Yeah, it's
him.
like an e-bug. I think it's like they call them like an e-bug or something like that. It's like an emergency backup.
Emergency.
Okay.
Yeah,
And he's not signing either team, but he'll
Yeah.
play like if you're starting
yeah.
Like
Usually
first
it's
and
like
back to the-
usually like it's a guy that
Like
is
the
like the
Zamboni
best.
driver?
No, it's like the best beer league goalie in the state or something. You know, he'll be signed to a
but
contract.
he's a contract to the building,
Not to the team.
not to the team, because he can play for either team.
Oh, he's just
I don't know about
okay.
that.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
that's what
Yeah.
confused me.
Sure.
But he's actually like each stadium needs someone that needs to be at every game
Sure.
because he could play for either team.
I love
I'm
that.
not a fan of the Wild.
I love it.
That's wild.
That
I got another one. Here's a fun fact for you. Janasek was the last name of the USA 1980s goalie backup. To this date, he is the only Olympic goalie to never play 1 minute of hockey in the Olympics. And so they interviewed this guy, Janny, because he was the goalie for the
I was gonna
Gophers.
say, he was
He
winning
played
national
for Herb
championships.
Brooks. He was Herb Brooks's goalie that just won him a national championship. They go to the Olympic and he doesn't play a minute because of Jimmy Craig. And Jimmy Craig had just lost his mom. His dad was there. His dad was in shambles. And so, anyways, Janasek didn't play a minute. And he's to this day says he's the luckiest person that was ever even on that team, because at the 1980 Olympics in Lake Placid, he met his wife and he's still married today.
That's awesome.
Another fun fact.
Isn't that great?
That's awesome.
What a great story.
Jalen wasn't a name until 1991
I heard that.
when Jalen Rose was on the Fab Five from Michigan from 1991 on. If you go look at the Encyclopedia of Name Histories, Jalen, Jalen,
Yep.
was never a name until 1991 and on.
It's his mom created a name.
Sure.
Out of
Jalen.
Jason,
It's like James and Alan.
Yeah.
Or something.
two of his dad and uncle or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
She
Little
merged them,
flavor. She gave a little-
together,
gave a little
and
flavor.
Jalen Rose is the reason there are Jalens
And it's
anywhere.
and it's now like in the top 20 of names.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
All because
It's like-
one lady. I heard that.
It's like Muhammad Matthew Jalen.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Connor. A lot of
God.
Connors. Now
Fun-
with the K though.
Fun facts to kick off your Saturday in prep for Super Bowl Sunday.
What was your bet? Did we already say that? Bet
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Yeah,
Final by how many? We won't say final score, but how many do they win by?
I think they win by 8.
I think
Yeah.
they win by 10.
You think it's a 2-score game?
Yeah.
I think they win by.
I
field
don't-
goal. I think Seattle wins by a field goal, and I think it will be down to the wire. I don't think it will be high scoring. I think it's going to be old school football. We'll see.
I'm looking forward to it.
Levi's got to have great weather. You can't be by that electromagnetic facility next door to the practice field. Though. Do you hear about that?
No.
So next door, this is just quick Super Bowl fun fact. All the teams that went to the 2 teams that went to the Super Bowl this year, they work out usually how other teams do in the Super Bowl. They work out at colleges, facilities.
Yep.
Okay. Well, nobody wants to practice at San Francisco 49ers practice facility, nor do they want a lot of time at Levi Stadium before the game because there's a nuclear reactor plant next door. And unfortunately, they think that has to do with why they have so many injuries to the players because the waves from that facility can cause more injuries. But I don't think it's
No, but
every team deals with injuries. Unfortunately, you got soft ass kids that don't have good, nutrition growing up, and now they get hit by monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna break.
very good.
Good shit.
That's
Yep.
crazy.
Enjoy your weekend.
That.
Yeah.
You'll hear about it. Bye, boys.